All right, everybody. So we are now in week 6 for HCAS143. This week we're covering the urinary and reproductive systems. These two systems are very aligned in terms of a lot of overlapping and similarly located anatomy. The review of your anatomy prior to engaging in this week's work will be a little bit easier than past weeks. So we're going to read chapters 11 and 12 out of the EHDC text and chapters 12, 28, 29 from Understanding Pharmacology. We have our lecture with our guided notes like always. Again, make sure you download that doc file for future references. And then we have our discussion like always. Make your initial post, pick your 2 conditions, and discuss everything that is required. And then make your 3 replies and 3 different days of participation within the week. We have our urinalysis case study. Like always, case study means 2 attempts. And then we have summative assessment 3, part 1 and 2. One thing I want to point out with this urinalysis case study here in week 6, this one doesn't have anything that has to be written in. So the nice part is, again, you have 2 attempts. Since there's no short answer stuff, it will be graded automatically by Blackboard. And so you're able to complete these as early or late into the week as you want to without worry of issues with feedback. Then we have summative assessment 3 part 1. Just like in the second summative assessment, we have a test style first part. Again, 1 attempt because this is not a case study. This will have 1 very short answer, just like on the first summative assessment, or the second summative assessment's written part. A very short answer one. This one is pretty much answerable in 2-3 sentences. And then we have summative assessment 3 part 2. Words are very difficult for me this morning for some reason. And you can open it up, download the directions, same expectations apply. Again, review the feedback that was left on your previous summative assessments to see areas of improvement, and then review the summative assessment expectations post that was posted back in the week 2 discussion. Provided I remember to do it, I also post it in week 4 and week 6, but it will always be in the week 2 discussion. It's a set thing for me to put there, but ultimately make sure you are really satisfying all those requirements, and again, to meet that exceeds expectations or excellent category in the rubric, you're taking all your answers to that next level, the next step that's needed to truly start to understand a mastery of the topic. Because again, as a practitioner, I expect the coders that are working through my claims and reviewing my documentation to be able to do that and be able to identify when I've made mistakes, because again, that's part of why that there's a team, and why I like to say my coders are the experts on medical documentation. That's really what I expect, and I think it's very important to be able to do all those things. I've talked about this at length at this point in other videos, so I'll spare you that. But again, just like previous weeks, everything's organized very similar here in Blackboard. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Mentioned it before, but email, Ask Instructor Forum, messages in Teams, and messages in Blackboard are the best ways to get a hold of me. And there's also the option to schedule the one-on-one office hours. Again, that's linked in the Welcome Start Here area. In my instructor contact information, you can always click that link and book a time with me on the set times that I have available for that. That's all for week 6. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. And hope everyone has a good week.